So this question has been asked in NET 2005. I'll read it out for you. Enumeration variables can be used in, and they've given us 4 options: search statements, break statement, preprocessor commands, and function statement. Now let's try to understand enumeration variables first. Enumeration variables are defined using the keyword enum. Okay. Now, whether it be C or C++, we use the keyword enum to define enumeration variables. Now, what is the use of an enumeration variable? Enumeration variables will be used when we want to define a variable, a user-defined variable rather, which will be capable of taking in values within a small given range. I'll explain with an example. Just try to understand the theory behind it first. Enumerated variables are used when you would want, or when it is known that your user-defined variable will take in only a fixed, predefined, small set of values. Okay? Now let's see this with an example. Let's say I have something like this. I'll just erase this. So let's take an example of enum. Say I have enum days, and I write Sunday, Monday, so the 7 days of the week, right? So I'll go as fast as I possibly can. Wednesday, and here comes Thursday, and we have Friday as well, followed by most awaited weekend period, Saturday and Sunday, where you have to think about beginning another week. Anyway, so see, I have declared a variable called days, and it is of type enum. And this days variable, mind you, is not a variable as such. What do I mean by this is, when I say int a, what happens? Somewhere in my main memory, somewhere in my RAM, a location is named as a, right? And whatever value I give to it, let's say I say a equal to 1, that memory location gets the value given to it, given to the variable. Now when I say enum days, this will not cause any memory to be allocated to this variable days. This simply restricts, or this simply defines the set of values that a variable of type days, mind you, of type days can take. This is used, this declaration or this definition, whatever you may call it, is used to only define the set of values or the range of values that this type, that means days type variable will be able to hold. Okay? So, if I have something like this, then I think I'll be able to support my point even better, and you will be able to understand things well. So I was saying that this will only cause a range of values to be defined, not cause any variables to come into existence. Then how can we bring variables into existence? We can bring variables into existence by something like this. I can write days, weekday, and I can write days, weekend. Simply compare this with this statement. If I write int a, comma b, how would you compare it? See, days corresponds to int, that means days is my data type. Weekday corresponds to a variable of type days, just like a corresponds to a variable of type int. Similarly, weekend corresponds to a variable of type days, just like b corresponds to a variable of type int, which means that this statement causes some memory to be allocated at last. This did not cause any memory allocation, but this has, because this, or in this statement, we are declaring two variables of type days. And what is days? Days is our user-defined data type, which is a enumerated type. So this will only help to create the user-defined data type, right? Due to this statement, I am creating the user-defined data type by the name of days, and I'm also defining the values that days can take, or variables of type days can take. Now, just a word with the declaration. In C and C++, the declarations differ very slightly. See, what I've written here is days, weekday, comma, weekend. This is allowed in C++. But if you had to do the same thing in C, you would simply add the keyword enum before days. So this will be a C declaration. This won't work in C++. In C++, the enum keyword is not required. This will suffice. Okay. Now what I can do is, I can assign values to weekday and weekend. How can I do that? I can write weekday equal to, weekday won't be a Sunday, right? Weekday won't be a Sunday. Weekday will be anything from Monday to Friday. So I can write weekday equal to Monday. Even if I write Sunday, it's not a mistake, but then it would defeat the reason why I've taken this variable name. It would defeat the purpose. So if I write weekend, then it would be apt if I give it a value of Sunday. Now, one thing that must have struck you by now is, these are nothing but a collection of characters. And what do we call a collection of characters? String constants. So these are string constants, but they're not enclosed within double quotes. Then are they really string constants? Mind you, the list of values that an enum takes is nothing but a list of integers. That means underlying these names we have integers. That means Sunday corresponds to an integer value of 0. Monday corresponds to 1. Tuesday corresponds to 2. Wednesday 3. Thursday 4, and so on. 5, 6, 7. So these names are nothing but integer values. So enumerated types have integer values underlying them, right? So this is how it is. It increases by 1. You have consecutive integer values. And one more thing that I would like to point out in this case is that, see, I've written weekday equal to Monday, weekend equal to Sunday. Could I write something like this? Could I write in place of Monday, could I have written 1? Will this result in an error? No, this will not result in any compile time error or runtime error, but this will cause the compiler to generate a warning, because although enum values, or the range of values that it can take, are integers, it is not a wise practice to assign integer values directly to enum variables. It is not a wise practice. It is recommended that you give enum variables values only from the list that has been designed. Okay. And one more thing, these constants, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Saturday, these are known as enumerators. These are known as our enumerators. Okay. So these are our enumerators. Fine. Now, since these names are nothing but underlying integers, I can perform normal integer operations as well, provided they do not exceed the range. That means if I perform an addition, I can do something like this. Let's say I have days d1 equal to weekday plus weekend. This is allowed provided the addition doesn't exceed the range that has been defined here. So what is weekday? Weekday here is defined as Monday. Monday has a value of 1. And what is weekend? Weekend is Sunday that has been assigned to it, and Sunday in this case is 7. So what is 1 plus 7? 8. So 8 is nowhere present in this list. It's not defined here. So this statement will flag an error. So I'm commenting it out. So this statement will flag an error. So you can carry out addition, subtraction, provided they do not exceed the range that you have defined. Fine. So what would be our correct statement? And here they've asked whether, see, in these 4 options, 3 of them you can make out are, quite ambiguous. They do not convey much meaning. The only, correct option, or the only option that makes some sense is this one, search statement. It can be used in search statements because they are nothing but integer values. So we can use them in search statements. So that takes care of the question. Now, before I wrap up, I want to mention just one more point. That is, I can change the values that my enumerators get. That means if I write something like this, let's say I write enum days equal to, let's say start with Sunday, and I write Sunday equal to 1. And then I write my remaining enumerators, Monday and so on. I'm not writing it again. Then what will happen? This is perfectly allowed. Then starting from Monday, you will get a value of 2. So Sunday is 1, Monday is 2, and so on. It increases by 1 for every consecutive enumerator. And also you can assign each enumerator a unique value. So if I want Sunday to be, let's say 0, I can leave it as it is, or if I want it to be of any other value, then I can assign it explicitly. I can assign Monday explicitly as well. So I can write Sunday equal to 2, Monday equal to 5, Tuesday equal to 7, and so on. Even that is allowed. Okay? And just to wrap it up with this one last point, how can it be used in search statements? It can be used in search statements if I do something like this. So I have assigned weekend equal to Sunday. Now what I can do is, I'll just erase this part. I hope you have noted it down. What I could do is, I could compare two enumerated variables. How do I do that? I can do this comparison. If weekday equal to, let's say Monday, then see out new week. I can do this. Why can I do this? I can do this because weekday is nothing but a variable of type days, which is an enum. So weekday has been assigned a value of Monday. So it will have a 0 underlying it, and Monday also has a value of 1. Okay, weekday has been assigned a value of Monday. Okay, so this will get a value of 1, right? My mistake. So weekday will get a value of 1, and Monday, as we can see, already has a value of 1. Now if you compare 1 against 1, the result is true. So this statement will be executed. Right? So that's how enums work and variables of type enums work. I hope you found this video useful. Thank you.